France's fashion industry is worth 30 billion euros a year. That's about 640,000 tons of fabric. As for the luxury sector, with each item costing 600 euros on average, we're talking 5 billion euros, the equivalent of 2,000 tons. It's no longer a secret, fashion's ecological footprint is catastrophic. And the movers and shakers at Paris Fashion Week for summer 2020 know they have to be part of the solution.
Luckily, we're waking up. We're realizing that we're talking about the future, the next generation. Now's the time to act. In fact, we're coming to it all very late, so we need to be aware of the issue. We need to talk about it, and that extends to the world of luxury fashion.
It's true that it's very much a hot-button topic in the media. But yes, it's something that needs to be done, and seriously, intelligently. And it's really like anything else. We need competent, pragmatic people to find solutions. Promises are fine, but you need to be able to deliver.
Dior knows its stance on environmental issues is closely scrutinized, and the aesthetics are as important as the politics. For this show's decor, a group of urban architects created a set composed entirely of trees.
In the green spaces around Paris, we know that a number of plant species are being threatened by drought and the changing climate. So it means that we need to encourage new diversity in these areas. And we also need to start creating pollination corridors to encourage a process that used to just happen naturally. Now people have to help out a bit, because the plants don't have enough time to find cooler places to seek shelter.
Put more simply, to protect the world's green spaces, we need to start planting trees normally found in more southern countries further north. Here, the eco-collective KOCHE has chosen cork oaks, birches and pines. At the end of the show, these 160 trees will be replanted across the Paris region. It's an idea inspired by Catherine Dior, Christian Dior's younger sister. A member of the resistance during the war, she later became one of the first women to start her own florists.
Garden is our environment, so we translate with this pattern, with different technique, because we are not to forget that the other element is essential in our brand is to be a couture brand. So we want to work with our heritage in contemporary way, but also in a way that has to be timeless.
Monica, what did you think of the show?
Qu'avez-vous pensé du show?
Magical, marvelous, sublime, so beautiful.
Paris Fashion Week is keen to show off its eco-sensibilities, but it's hard to ignore a central contradiction. The numerous high-glamour shows and blowout parties are hardly waste-free, but there's no question of abandoning them.
Our Fashion Week is a steadfast champion of creation. But it's not the case that when we talk about creation, we lose interest in turnover and profitability. All it means is that creativity is our starting point, and then everything else stems from that. That's what gives a certain coherence to everything else. It's a very distinct motivation. And if we were to use marketing terminology, we'd say we were focusing on the supply end of things, rather than the demand side. Creativity is at the very heart of what we're offering.
And Paris designers love nothing more than offering up their personal take on the city of light. CHRISTELLE Koché presented her latest collection at the Pompidou Centre's public library.
In this society where everything happens so fast, it's the age of social media. We just swipe, swipe, swipe. Sometimes it's important to take the time to go a bit deeper. For me, everything started with my passion for books, for writers, for art and artisanal production. I discovered so many different techniques right here in this library. It's important to honor that.
And do you think that books can be as sensual as clothes?
I'm very sensitive to paper, to beautiful printed works. That sensation of actually feeling the paper is really important for me. There's a different texture, it gives you a different relationship with the words. For me, that's magic.
And tell me about your collection for next summer.
For me, next summer's still all about the contrast between couture and the street. And our pieces have really had that couture treatment. The materials are actually very simple. We have organic cotton, we've also got cut-out flowers that we did with the Le Marié workshop that have also been embroidered with wooden pearls, Swarovski crystals, and then we've added some chain work. We have t-shirts in jersey. They're all materials that aren't necessarily very luxurious, but we've put so much work in that ultimately there's so much craftsmanship, so much passion for couture that actually in the end there's something really artisanal and magic there. And a lot of work goes into the cut, like this origami-like drapery. So it's a strong and simple vision of femininity, but it's also very rebellious.
Be it big fashion groups or up-and-coming labels, it's always about finding new ways to embrace elegance and innovation. Even better if they can do it in a way that also respects the planet.
Je regarde France 24 parce qu'en tant qu'étudiante en sciences politiques, ça me permet de rester à jour sur les informations dans le monde, sur les conflits, les débats politiques, tout ça.
الاختلاف بين فرانس 24 والقنوات التانية في المحتوى المتنوع وفي التوجه الأقرب للحيادية.
I like their coverage, especially with the news and the politics, but also I like the cultural aspect because that, me as a Kenyan, I get to learn a lot about Francophone, Africa, Francophone in general, whether it's in Europe or here, just from France 24.
France 24 m'aide à voir une perspective plus complète du monde et à comprendre différentes langues et différentes cultures.
France 24, with you everywhere, all the time. Liberté, égalité, actualité.